can't tell me nothing. That's why when they be talking tough, I said, man, just say it. I done seen all that. Nigga said he want to just go home.
Oh,
and
shit.
his blanket. He's like,
What are you there for security?
You're never gonna be in this position.
I just want to go home and
I just want to be under my blanket. Oh, we gotta get out of here. God, you get me out of here. I'm never fooling with these things.
These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just want to go home. I just want to be home.
Mace, say names.
You're a security crime behind the car.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You're like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
What are you there for security?
What you think I'm gonna be doing?
Things just took a wild turn in hip-hop, and fans are seriously shaken. Gandeal, the former bodyguard who used to roll with Diddy back in the Untamed Bad Boy Records era, just dropped a message that has the streets buzzing. And this time it's aimed straight at Mace and Camron. Yeah, the Harlem legends behind the viral talk show, it is what it is. But here's the thing, Gene's post wasn't some casual social media rant. It felt more like a warning, the kind you'd hear before something major goes down. Viewers are saying they've never seen Gene talk with that kind of fire before. It all popped off after a clip from It Is What It Is started trending online. In it, Mace and Cam were cracking jokes about the old school rap scene, name-dropping Diddy, Gandeal, and the whole bad boy era like it was a punchline. They joked about shady contracts, street whispers, and how some folks still too scared to speak on Diddy's name. The crowd laughed, but the mood wasn't all jokes. Not for people who actually live that history. Especially not for John Deal.
Trying to picture your facial reaction to watch this woman go home.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn. If my in Cali is somebody, the number one rapper in the world get killed, you're telling you, I just need to want to go home. And the second top artist in the world, which is Mace, about to be number one. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face because I'm like, if y'all let do that to Big, I don't stand it.
Gene isn't just another guy talking online. He's been in the thick of it, witnessing some of the darkest and most puzzling moments in hip-hop history. He's openly discussed the Tupac and Biggie cases, Diddy's private lifestyle, and the harsh reality of fame tied to the bad boy empire. So, when he saw Mace and Cam joking about it, he clearly took offense. Very personally. A few nights later, Gene appeared on a live stream, his face tense, eyes fixed on the camera, and his voice firm and cold as he asked, "Y'all really think this is a game?"
Now the content creators who went out there and they start running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mace and Camron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third. You already know, Mace.
Say if you gonna say something, be man and motherfucking never to name the name.
Gotcha.
When I tell a motherfucking story, Rant, I tell it with the name.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
The streets don't forget, he warned. Tell them boys to be careful. This industry chews people up, especially the ones who think they can't be touched. His words hit hard, setting off a wave of reactions online. The internet erupted in speculation, unsure if Gene was genuinely cautioning Mace and Cam about danger or issuing a direct threat.
When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big them Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big them I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, one of y'all gonna die. some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
His message was cryptic, but packed with that raw street energy that made everyone stop and listen. Within hours, blogs began running headlines, like Gene Deal sends ominous warning, to Maze and Cam, and ex-Diddy bodyguard drops chilling message. Fans filled the comment sections debating whether Gene was defending street principles or hinting at something much darker unfolding behind the scenes. Either way, one thing was clear. Gene Deal didn't just talk, he made an impact. "Stop before it's too late" became the phrase that froze the entire hip-hop community. The atmosphere around the situation turned tense fast, like the ghosts of the bad boy era had returned to haunt anyone daring to speak on it.
If you want to say something, Mace, tell us why you didn't go. Mace, why you didn't go to the party? Mace, why you didn't go to the party?
Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be
So Mace, who told you? Mace, didn't I tell you? Listen here, Mace. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around.
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mace.
Fans flooded the comment sections, writing things like, "He knows something we don't. This isn't advice. It's a warning." The whole situation felt intense, as if Gene wasn't just speaking but delivering a clear message. And when people thought he'd let it go, he came back even stronger later that night. Staring directly into the camera, Gene said, "Those Harlem boys better chill before they end up in the same stories they're joking about."
Let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mace, Mace, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Mace? That's some
That statement sent chills through everyone watching. He wasn't shouting or acting aggressive. His tone was calm, almost too calm, and that's what made it so unsettling. Then he added, "If you're going to talk, be a man about it." Once that clip hit social media, chaos broke out. Fans started tagging Mace and Cam non-stop, demanding they respond. The comment sections turned into massive debates. Some argued Gene was simply upholding street principles, while others believed he was hinting at something far more serious. Everyone wanted to know, were Mace and Cam afraid? Would they respond? At first, though, both brushed it off. On the next episode of It Is What It Is, they laughed about it, turning Gene's remarks into another joke. Cam quipped, "Man, Gene's acting like we're in a mob movie," while Mace joked back, "If we gotta watch our backs for talking, guess we're already famous."
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask a question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists. And I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Deal, the officer had to come get me.
The audience on set might have laughed, but online, the mood was completely different. Fans could feel the tension building. This didn't seem like harmless banter anymore. When Gene saw their lighthearted reaction, that's when he lost his patience. He went live again, this time sounding frustrated. "You Harlem boys always playing," he said firmly. "You think just because you're on camera, nothing can happen to you? Cameras don't protect people. Ask the ones who aren't around anymore." The chat immediately went quiet. Then Gene pushed further, recalling how, back in the 90s, people would disappear just for saying the wrong thing. He hinted that the industry still hides dangerous secrets, ones that could get people hurt. The internet exploded with speculation. it became clear this wasn't about entertainment anymore. This was coming from someone who had truly seen things. Even though Gene didn't mention names, everyone knew exactly who he meant. And truth be told, when Gene Deal speaks, people listen. His words carry weight. After all, he's claimed first-hand knowledge of events surrounding Biggie's death, and even says he's still being watched because of it. In past interviews, Gene stated, "The truth got bodies attached to it." That line alone shows why his warnings hit so hard. When he starts talking, the hip-hop world pays attention.
So he was trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mace knew the whole situation.
Fans quickly turned into investigators, digging up old interviews, rewatching clips, and connecting Gene's comments to Mace's complicated history with Diddy. Remember, Mace's relationship with Bad Boy runs deep. Controversial contracts, unpaid royalties, long silences, and his eventual spiritual transformation. He's been calling out Diddy for years, accusing him of exploiting artists. Now, with Gene stepping into the conversation, it felt like those unresolved issues had resurfaced. But this time, the tone was darker. Even Camron, usually the comedian of the duo, began looking uneasy as fans repeatedly tagged him under Gene's videos.
He knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow! Puff put his head down. I go to open the door, Kenny flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, well, why security? So ask security, ask Big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car, but Big. Mace knew this.
You could sense it in his energy. The laughter grew shorter and the smiles didn't carry the same warmth. Later on, Cam finally addressed the situation. He said, "We not scared, but we not dumb either. We from Harlem, we know what time it is." That one line said it all. This was no longer just YouTube chatter, it felt real. Tension was clearly growing between the veterans who lived through hip-hop's darkest days and the newer voices treating it like casual online content. And as for Gene Deal, he wasn't backing down at all.
Me and Mace had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on to him, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't gotta worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not gonna hesitate, because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life.
He responded with another message. These new media dudes don't know what kind of doors they opening. They laughing, but them jokes come with curses. That statement spread like wildfire across blogs, Twitter, and YouTube. The audience's mood shifted. People weren't just entertained anymore, they were uneasy. It didn't seem like Gene was trying to start drama. It felt like a sincere warning rooted in experience. Soon, everyone in the hip-hop world had an opinion. Podcasts analyzed every second, reaction channels exploded with takes, and even rappers jumped in. Some said Gene was exaggerating, while others believed he was spot on. One influencer tweeted, "Gene Deal might sound paranoid, but history proves he ain't lying." That tweet blew up because deep down, fans know hip-hop has a dark side. Unsolved murders, silent cover-ups, and too many people who spoke too freely and then vanished. So when Gene says to move carefully, people listen now. It's not just talk. It's survival in an industry where secrets still hold power. Gene's warning didn't appear out of thin air. It came from somewhere deep, and the way he delivered it felt personal, almost chilling. In another clip, he looked straight into the camera and said, "Mace, you know I'm not lying. You was there. You saw what happened when certain people crossed that man." The moment he said that man, everything stopped. Everyone knew who he was referring to. Fans immediately assumed he meant Diddy. Gene's voice even cracked slightly, like he was reliving a memory he'd tried to bury. That instant changed the entire tone of the conversation. This wasn't beef anymore. This was survival. The comment sections blew up with people saying Gene wasn't threatening anyone, he was reminding them. History repeats itself when you don't move wisely. It hit especially hard for Mace, who's been one of the most vocal critics of Diddy's alleged shady business dealings for years. Remember that fiery interview Mace gave last year about freeing artists trapped in unfair contracts? That's exactly what Gene was referring to. Then Gene responded with one chilling line that stopped everyone cold. The people who talk about freeing souls usually end up losing theirs. That quote spread like wildfire across social media. It didn't sound like talk. It sounded like pain, like someone who's seen the consequences of speaking too freely in dangerous circles. Meanwhile, Cam tried to keep the mood light, cracking jokes on their next show. But you could still feel the tension. During one episode, he said, "I love Gene, but I don't like when old heads make things sound spooky. We comedians with mics, not gangsters with guns." The audience laughed, but the energy was off. Fans noticed fewer jokes, longer pauses, and uneasy glances between Cam and Mace. Even Mace, usually the one with the sharpest humor, seemed quieter, more careful, like he was weighing every word. Online debates exploded. Some believed Gene was genuinely trying to protect them, like an experienced OG warning younger voices not to test powerful names. Others thought Gene was delivering a message for someone else, possibly someone with influence who preferred to stay silent. One person tweeted, "This sounds like a warning straight from Diddy's camp," while another replied, "Nah, Gene's saving them before the game eats them alive." Opinions were divided. But the shared feeling of fear was undeniable. Gene Deal isn't some gossip chaser. He's a man who's lived through real violence, who saw hip-hop's darkest secrets unfold firsthand. This wasn't just another fleeting celebrity feud, it was about legacy, power, and the price of silence. His words reminded everyone that behind all the viral moments and laughter, there's real danger in speaking on certain people, especially those who built their empires on secrets that aren't meant to be told. And Gene still didn't back down. On his podcast, he made his point clear. "They can laugh if they want, but I sleep good knowing I warned them. The same people they joke about still got power, and I don't want to see no young brothers become martyrs for clout." That line hit hard. It showed that maybe Gene wasn't trying to intimidate anyone. Maybe he was trying to protect them. The message was clear, this isn't a game, and those Harlem boys better tread carefully, because when the past comes knocking, it doesn't always knock twice. After Gene's latest message, the internet turned into a detective agency. People started digging up old clips, interviews, and rumors from the bad boy era. Stories resurfaced about people once close to Diddy who mysteriously vanished from the public eye. Fans began connecting dots that might have been better left alone. One old video of Gene resurfaced where he said, "The things I've seen, I wish I could unsee." That line started trending again. It tied perfectly to what was unfolding now. Viewers started asking, what exactly did he see? And is this his way of warning the new generation before something happens again? Even industry insiders began to speak up. One producer said during a live stream, "Gene ain't crazy, he's just seen too much." Meanwhile, the tension between Mace, Cam, and Gene kept growing. Mace hadn't said much publicly since Gene's last video, but fans noticed he stopped mentioning Diddy on the show. That silence spoke volumes. Cam, trying to stay cool, kept joking, but fans noticed he was choosing his words carefully. You could tell neither of them wanted to provoke Gene or whoever he might be referring to. Podcasters and bloggers ran wild with theories. Some said Gene was dropping hints to protect himself, a man who knows too much and wants people to understand why he's speaking out. Others believed he was sitting on explosive information that could reshape hip-hop's entire history if revealed. Every quote, every post was analyzed like evidence in a case. By now, it wasn't just hip-hop fans watching, mainstream media had joined in. People outside the culture started realizing how deep this story ran, how fame, power, and money always come with hidden costs. At the center of it all was Gene Deal, calm, confident, and firm. "I told y'all I don't speak for clout. I speak for truth," he said. That single line echoed online because people felt it. Something bigger was brewing. But maybe Gene's words weren't meant to scare anyone. Maybe they were meant to protect. He's seen too many people fall for saying the wrong thing to the wrong audience. And now, it felt like he was watching Mace and Cam walk dangerously close to that same line. Fans online remain divided. Some see Gene as a truth teller exposing the realities of a fake industry, while others accuse him of stirring fear just to stay relevant in today's viral world. Regardless, his words hit hard, and ever since, the energy on Mace and Cam's show hasn't been the same. The carefree, it is what it is vibe shifted overnight. The laughter feels restrained, the jokes slower, and the silences in between heavier. Everyone's watching closely, wondering what's next. Will Mace and Cam fire back, or will they step back and let things cool off? Because at this stage, it's no longer just about talk, it's about power. Gene's message was unmistakable. There are still unspoken rules in hip-hop that outsiders can't see. You can talk, you can joke, but there's a line that shouldn't be crossed. Once you do, you start awakening old ghosts from an era that never truly disappeared. And it seems Mace and Cam might have just stirred. One of the most powerful figures still lingering. In the shadows of the game, this whole situation proves that time doesn't erase history. It only hides it until someone says the wrong name. The shadows of the bad boy era still loom large, and the more people try to expose them, the stronger the warnings become. Whether Gene Deal's words were a threat, a caution, or a prediction, time will reveal. But one thing's certain, when someone like Gene says, "Move careful," it's not just talk. In this industry, one wrong word can echo forever. So, what do you think? Was Gene protecting them or putting them on notice? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure to watch the next video on your screen for more behind-the-scenes celebrity stories and untold industry secrets.